everyone, welcome back to Doctor's Geek. I'm Ellie, and today this video is going to be about my top 10 favourite ever Doctor Who episodes. Please note that these are in order from 10, 10 being the least and 1 being the best, and I've basically tried to find a favourite in every season, but I wouldn't be surprised if most of them are in the same sort of era of Doctor Who. So let's crack on. Kicking it off at number 10 is Voyage of the Damned, which is series 4. What can I say about this episode? Right, okay. It's funny, it's got adventure, it's just all round brilliant, basically, and I love it, and it was one of my favourite episodes growing up. Not just because it's got Kylie Minogue in it, but she does sort of contribute to it. I just love the fact that we come from this very dark place in the Doctor's life, and then he comes back and he's got his own adventure going on and he's finding himself, and that speech that he does when he's under, like, that guy is like, oh no, who are you? And he stands up and goes, I'm the Doctor, sparks. Following it at number 9, we've got The Witchfinders, which is in series 11. Oh, I like this episode a lot. I love Jodie, and I love Alan Cummings as Charles, and I thought it was so funny how Charles seemed to have a little bit of a crush on Ryan, and it's just brilliant. Coming in closer, it's Bad Wolf, which I believe is in series 1. Oh. When I was growing up, this episode was all the rage. It was anything any Whovian could talk about, and it's just got so many, like, childhood memories from it. At number 7, we've got End of the World, which is also in series 1, and this episode really, it got me right here, because, you know, Rose this is the first time she's travelling with the Doctor, and the first thing she sees is the end of the world, and it's beautiful, but it's also sad. And then she rings her mum, and that just stuck with me. Like, that's like a heart-wrenching thing. So don't mention it in the comments, because I'll probably cry. At number 6, we've got Vincent and the Doctor. Now, this one, I love Vincent van Gogh, the painter, anyway. And for them to push him into Doctor Who just completely made my year. I think it was season 5, but it might have been season 6. I'm not quite sure. If you know, put it in the comments. But this is just such a wholesome episode, even though, you know, you can see that Vincent is mad and he's quite sick, and Amy's just lost Rory, but I absolutely loved it, and it makes me, it's one of those episodes that I watch if I'm upset or if I'm sad and I need cheering up, because it's just, I love it. Halfway through now, and number 5 is Angels Take Manhattan. Now, we all know that this is the episode where Amy and Rory die, you know, they get sent back in time, but the building up to this episode, you know, with the whole Weeping Angel thing and River being there, I just remember the hype. And then it came out and it broke everyone's heart. But that's just what Doctor Who is. And Stephen Moffat, if you're watching this, which is probably unlikely, I hate you for it. At number 4, we've got Cold Blood. So there's a lot of controversy over this episode, because some people say, you know, it's bad, and some people say it's really good, and some people say I don't want to watch it, blah blah, but I love it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I love the Silurians. I love the plot line. Apart from maybe the kid getting taken, that got me a bit upset. But I think it's a really nice way to introduce a new monster. So at number 3, so we're edging closer to our number 1 now. We have The Time of Angels / Flesh of Stone. These episodes, I put them in one because they're basically one story, but these got me so emotional and so like, every time I watch one, they make me feel so nostalgic and everything. And I found out recently that the one, what is it? It's the first one, so it's The Time of Angels. That was actually Matt Smith's first episode. They had to shoot it first because Alex was obviously in it as River, and she wasn't available for quite a while. I just, like, that blows my mind that the first episode that he's in wasn't his first gig. I don't know, but the story of this episode is absolutely amazing, and it's one that I relate to quite a bit. At number 2, we have the 50th anniversary, so it's the Day of the Doctor. I loved every single moment of this episode, and it warms my heart to remember John Hurt, who unfortunately passed away, who got to be a doctor. We're talking the voice of the dragon on Merlin, the one and only John Hurt, who's, like, his voice sounds like honey, or I can't remember what David Tennant called it, but something to do with treacle. But the whole story in itself, you know, about the Time War and the Doctor, you know, finding himself again by meeting himself, I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And hats off to David Tennant and Matt Smith for doing a brilliant job in this episode, because it really brought, you know, the message alive. You know, Doctor Who's been going on, it went on for 50 years. It's been on longer than that now. It's about 55, something like that. So, finally, we've come to my number 1. Now, I don't know if this is going to shock some people, or some people might expect it, but this is my favourite. The Rings of Akhaten. Masterpiece. Oh my goodness. So emotional. I've never been so emotionally connected to a Doctor Who episode than this one. When the Doctor stands and does that massive speech towards the god while it's sucking all the life out of him. I've never cried that much at Doctor Who episodes in the past, but this one, every time, without fail, I'm bawling my eyes out. And I'm quite an emotional person, but I don't usually, like, cry at TV. I cry at, like, movies, you know, sad movies. But the whole episode, it really warms my heart to see, you know, I don't like Clara very much, but I thought Clara was, you know, right to be included in this episode, you know, with the leaf, you know, the leaf thing, and I could talk about that one episode for hours, and, you know, how much I love it. So, that was my recalling of my favourite top 10 Doctor Who episodes. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, maybe, I don't know, just press that like button down there. Oh, and then press that subscribe button. I'd love it. And comment about what your favourite Doctor Who episodes are, because I'd love to hear, you know, if we've got the same favourite episodes, or we've got different opinions. I'd love to have a discussion about it, honestly. So, thanks for watching, and Allons-y! are you still doing here? Just press the subscribe button, press the like button, and then bugger off. Honestly.